Always forget about that echo. Hello and welcome everyone to Liberty Report Live tonight with Kelly J. Patriot. We are so excited for this special interview that Kelly has conducted, but it's a unique one, and I'm gonna let Kelly let you know why. It's done with one of the leaders a lot of people are calling. I don't know, but he's definitely one that is making sure this event is successful. And that is the Southern Border Convoy. And he's there in Texas doing a big event happening right now. So hello and salute to all you in Texas that are at that rally or prep, little pre-prep going on there tonight. We appreciate you. And that is being done at One Shot. That's being done at One Shot Distillery in Texas. What a beautiful place that is, done by Colonel Waldron. I had the privilege to drop in there with Wano Saban, small group of people, Colonel Waldron, for a special meeting just about a year or two ago. But let's go ahead and hand it over to the host of your show tonight. Further ado, it's Kelly J. Patriot. Welcome to your show, Kelly.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. It's a big weekend. There's a lot of rain out here in Southern California and a lot of things going on around the country. But I'll tell you what, in Texas, and Robert Agee, unbelievable. He's with Banners for Freedom. They've been doing the banners for the last couple of years, him and his wife, Jamie, and they are fighting the fight at the Texas border. As we're all aware, that's kind of the epicenter of the battle and the challenges that we're having because of the Biden administration with regard to the southern border. And this weekend, Chadwick had on a couple of the other leaders, Kim and Noel, earlier in the week, and there's a lot of people gearing up for the border convoy this weekend. It's already started from Virginia Beach down to Florida, Jacksonville, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, through Texas, and they're right now in Dripping Springs, I believe it is, Texas, and they'll be shoving off this weekend. It will also be going here from California down in San Ysidro near San Diego, going on to Yuma, Arizona, and a lot of big events, a lot of big festivities. And we had a great conversation with Robert earlier down in Texas, and we're going to find out about what's happening down at the southern border. Operation Lone Star, they have the Texas military defense down there, and don't mess with Texas. They're protecting their border, even if the federal government is not. So, Chadwick, why don't we go ahead and let's see what Robert had to say about the Southern Border Convoy and what they're doing in Texas. God bless America.
Absolutely. And here is the picture of the beautiful Texas flag on the side of the building at One Shot Distillery. Yep, I was visited 2 years ago. There it says in the screenshot I just took about an hour ago. Okay, well, let's get to that interview, Kelly. Here we are.
You know, there's a lot of chatter out there right now that is trying to produce fear in people. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a peace, love, and a sound mind. You know, they're talking about another J6 style event. This is not Washington, D.C. This is not the District of Columbia. This is not foreign territory. This is the United States of America. We have constitutional rights. This is Texas. Now, this is Arizona. This is California. These are our states. And, you know, we're not doing anything that is illegal. This is peaceful. And if we cannot assemble, if we cannot pray together, right? If we cannot have a redress of grievances peacefully, then we have nothing. We've lost it all. So, you know, we have to go. We cannot not be a part of this, because if we sit home and out of fear and say, you know, we're not going, the enemy's already won.
Boom.
Hey, Robert, we're so glad to have you. We've known you for a couple of years now, Reawaken America. You've been doing Banners for Freedom, and now we're both, still working to try to get our country back and get everyone back with the good Lord. And right now we have the Border Convoy going on. I'm in California. You're in Texas. And why don't we start out in Texas and what you guys have been doing the last couple of days leading up to this weekend, Robert, as to the Border Convoy.
Sure. Yeah. Well, just to be clear, I'm not the organizer of the entire convoy. There's a whole group of us that have helped facilitate the needs of this, but this is 100% we the people movement. All right. You know, I've been given an opportunity to, make sure everything's flowing well from Virginia to Texas, helping set up the event here in Dripping Springs, which is it's going to be it's incredible. Colonel Phil Waldron has this beautiful place called One Shot right out here. It's got a giant Texas flag on the side of it. We got a stage out here. We got entertainers coming. Ted Nugent's going to show up. He's flying in on a helicopter. We've got incredible speakers that are going to be giving a message. And, there's so many different directions we can go to, but I want to make sure that everyone understands this is a peaceful assembly, right? We're using our First Amendment rights to peacefully assemble and, provide a redress of grievances, right, for the atrocities that are happening with this open border policy. The amount of human trafficking that's taken place, the fentanyl that's coming across our border, killing children and our loved ones, the issue with the bad actors coming across our border. We have to have law and order. This is not about the Mexican people. I know the mainstream media wants to spin it, and the left wants to spin this and say, oh, well, y'all are just a bunch of racist, white, religious, national. I don't know. They say all sorts of things. We're just freedom-loving Americans coming together. We're drawing attention to the fact that if we don't have a secure border, we don't have a country. And we have to address the people that we have hired and elected to uphold our Constitution, our constitutional rights. They must fulfill that duty, and we're holding them accountable.
And they need to. They need to. These migrants are coming in, and what's unfortunate is the people that have come in, properly, they don't like it either. They spent years to become an American citizen, and yet they're just letting these people in, giving them money, and sending them up, not just to Texas, Arizona, and the border states. They're going all throughout the country. And I know a lot of those big cities are tired, and they can't handle all the people. So, Robert, what's happening the next couple of days with regard to the border convoy in Texas?
Yeah, so the convoy is just now rolling in from where they come from, Baton Rouge, right? And they're rolling through. I don't know when this is going to air exactly, but they're coming in tonight. We're all going to go and hang out, have dinner, have a drink, and then we're going to be assembling at One Shots for an amazing pep rally. But that's gonna take place on Thursday, February 1st. The convoy is going to branch. Part of this convoy is going to continue on to Yuma, Arizona, because there's going to be a simultaneous rally that's going to take place on February 3rd in Yuma, Arizona, and also San Ysidro, California. Matter of fact, the one in San Ysidro, that's going to be happening from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, and then they're going to convoy over and meet up with the folks in Yuma, Arizona for one giant rally. And what's exciting about that is when we head down, the folks that are here in Texas that are going to be staying in Texas, we're going to head down on Friday, February 2nd, to Cumado. We're not going to Eagle Pass. I want to make that clear. We're completely avoiding Eagle Pass altogether. We're not going down to border entry points. We're not going down to the border wall. We're not trying to engage with National Guard or Border Patrol or any of those folks. We're actually going to Cornerstone Children's Ranch. And the reason why we're going there is because this amazing couple, this elderly couple, has pulled together this ranch to help the children, the needs of the children and the widowed, and they got decimated during the whole pandemic. It shut them down. And then they've been dealing with, these illegals coming across the border and pillaging their food stock, right? They're breaking in, they're taking property, they're taking their food out of the pantry. And so we're going down there. We're gonna assemble at that location. We're gonna raise funds to help build this children's ranch back up. And at the same time, we're gonna voice our concerns, a redress of grievances. We're gonna address the issues that are concerning to us in an effort to get it out to those who need to hear the message, to see that the American people have had enough and something needs to change. But what we're also going to do is we're going to pray, because that's the most important part. This is more of a prayer gathering. This is more, I believe it's going to turn into a revival between you and me, right? But this is awesome. We're going to call upon the name of the Lord to fight this battle, because ultimately the battle does belong to the Lord. This is not a physical battle that we're wanting to engage in. We have hired, and we've elected those to take care of the issue themselves, and we're calling on them to do that, right? The enemy's scared. The enemy's scared because the light is shining and revealing the darkness that he's been operating in. And, it's just like Gideon's 300. God chose 300 of Gideon's best men who thought they were going to go into battle. And instead, God put clay pots and candlesticks in their hands. And they said, what are we doing with these? He said, here, I want you to follow specific instructions. You trust me? They said, yes, sir. And they walked out there like good soldiers do, and they followed orders. And they put those candles underneath those clay pots. And when the instruction was given, they broke those pots. All those lights lit up all around the rim of this valley. And it shined light over that darkness. And the enemy panicked. And they ended up defeating themselves. And all they had to do was walk in and reap the plunder of victory, right? And so, that's what we're calling on. That's what we're up against. I mean, if anybody doesn't realize we're in a spiritual war, and we don't need 2 Chronicles 7:14 to humble ourselves, to turn from our wicked ways, to seek his face, that he will hear from heaven and heal our land. That's ultimately what we're doing right now.
No, absolutely, Robert. Absolutely. And I'll be involved in the segment from San Ysidro to Yuma, Arizona, and then it'll be converging with the Texas group too. So we look forward to that. We'll be having the big rally in San Ysidro. We'll be going to Yuma, also having a big rally there. We'll be spending the night and then maybe doing some more border activity the next couple of days. But it's going to be an unbelievable event. We really look forward to it. A big part of it, as you mentioned, is going to be prayer and peacefully assemble, freedom of speech, redress grievances, and just get the word out, let people know what's going on. And I'll tell you what, they certainly know what's going on, what we're seeing down in Texas. Can you give us a little background in terms of what's happening down there with Governor Abbott and Operation Lone Star and everything they're doing down there in Texas?
Yeah, well, it's getting exciting because, Governor Abbott and Paxton are finally doing the job that we've been demanding that he does. And I think we're all familiar with the letter that he recently put out saying the federal government has broken the compact between the United States and the states. What we're talking about is broken covenants. And,
That's right.
We've had too many broken covenants, in this land, in this nation. And you know that very well, Kelly, with the Native Americans and the covenants that were broken then. But there was a covenant that was established in 1607, first landing right there in Virginia Beach. And on April 26, 2023, we all gathered and we re-covenanted this nation back to God. We asked the Lord to forgive us and to not issue us a certificate of divorce. And I believe he honored that. And the craziest thing, it was not planned this way, but the convoy started from nowhere else but Virginia Beach, first landing. Craig Hudgens, who is leading the convoy with his RV that's wrapped in God and country. I got a call from Mark Anthony, who, the Holy Spirit came. That's how it started. The Holy Spirit came on Mark Anthony when he was in a podcast, and out of his mouth came Convoy, February 3rd, rally.
Wow.
And he's like, and he wanted to test that spirit, make sure it was of God. And he called me. He's like, man, the Holy Spirit was all over me and said to call you. I was like, me? Like, what do you want with me, right? Well, after some conversations and after I sought the Lord on it, and he confirmed to me I was supposed to be a part of this. And Mark Anthony said, hey, I think this is supposed to come out of Virginia. And he had no idea about first landing in Virginia Beach. First thing that came to my mind was Craig Hudgens, because he was part of the first landing, recovenanting event that took place on April 26, 2023. And I don't know if I'm seeing we still have some issues with our server here, but hopefully you heard what I said. So I called Craig and I'm like, what do you think about a convoy? He's like, brother, I've been waiting since April 26, 2023 for my marching instructions. So, only God can orchestrate these things. So we know he's in it. We absolutely know he's in it. And, and that's why, we completely, condemn any violence that's going to take place here. That is not what we are a part of. We're asking everyone to join us in peace, in love. This is a uniting event between we the people. And, we're a huge element of of ministry that's going to take place there. We got a ministry team coming out. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but I do want to say you will be able to watch the entire event. It will be live streamed. Okay, it'll be live streamed on our Rumble. We'll put it out on the social media, but we're going to have a split screen. It's going to be simulcast. So first, we are going to film the entire event in San Ysidro, California, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. As soon as they're done, it's going to kick off in Texas at 12 p.m. Central Time. We'll have a kickoff, and then at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 1 p.m. Central Time, Yuma's going to kick off, right? And California is going to be merging with Yuma. So we're going to have two screens up at this point, right? So you're going to see Texas, you're going to see Yuma, and we're going to be alternating throughout the entire day, throughout the evening, the speakers throughout, that are going to be participating in this peaceful assembly. It's going to be a really exciting time. You're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to be a part of it live. And we're just so humbled to be a part of this. Because we're all just very simple people. And, God, that's who God's always used, right? That way He gets the glory for it, Kelly.
Absolutely. I agree, Robert. And I'll tell you what, I helped out on the People's Convoy 2 years ago. And that we really came together then after Canada did, and we're doing it again. And this is even, I think, more at stake at this point. And I also, I think I told you earlier, I heard about Texas having their own military department, and through the governor, through the state. And I'm really proud of Texas standing up and holding the ground. And as they've said before, you don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, it's really important that we get some things set. Right, we got to set the record straight, but we also got to put a line in the sand. We got to where do we stand? And that's a question we all need to be asking ourselves. What are our expectations, and what is it going to require us to do? These trying times that we're in right now, all it does is sharpen us. All it does is force us to make the decisions. It puts the pressure on us. It refines us so that we can be set up properly. This should have been done a long time ago. Governor Abbott said 6 million illegals have come across the border, or illegally, migrants have come across illegally in the past 3 years. We have 28 legal entry points in Texas, 28 of them. We welcome migrants to this country. That's why we have 28 legal entry points. But we must have law and order, and I'm just very thankful that Governor Abbott and Ken Paxton are doing their part to ensure the safety. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about safety. We're talking about human trafficking. We're talking about drug deaths. We're talking about cartel, and we're talking about terrorists. There's people coming in from countries all around the world. They say there's 153 countries represented coming across our border, which is an interesting number, Kelly, because 153 were the number of the fish that they brought in when Jesus said, cast your net on the other side. When they counted them, it was 153 fish. So I believe there is also an element that has taken place where God has allowed this to happen for a season, because there's a time coming real soon, my friend, where we're going to see the Spirit poured out in a measure we've never seen before. There is revival coming. And, and all these people, when you get down to it, they're souls. They're souls. And this is the big catch. This is the big net that's being cast across this nation. And we were so excited to be part of the Remnant Revolution tour. My wife and I driving across the nation, baptizing people, and it made this fish. And then the next phase was called the net. And then here we are at the border. A bigger net is being cast.
No, absolutely, Robert, absolutely. And what's ironic, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, is our government. It seems to be the Biden administration is focusing on other countries and even Ukraine and these other countries that aren't even in NATO, and yet they're not taking care of our own countries. So, what are your thoughts about that, and where our efforts should be directed?
Well, I think we all have that same question and concern. Why are we focused everywhere but here? And who's making those decisions? It has to be America first, because if we don't fix our problems here in the United States, if we don't have the safety, the insurance of our constitutional rights and the protections that we need, this country will fall, and then we can't be a blessing to other countries. We can't protect other countries. It's almost like this is being set up by design. I don't know how else to look at that, because you cannot be that foolish to make those kind of decisions. And so, we're just, we're believing in a shift, in a seasonal shift that is upon us, and hopefully a time of jubilee, and we'll have a restoration of this nation in the likes the world's never seen.
Absolutely. And I think this convoy is going to kind of get that jump started, Robert. And as you mentioned, it's going to be peaceful. We want to shed light on all these issues that are ongoing. And any final word on the border convoy or objective, or what you're looking to get out of it?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be, because God's orchestrating this whole thing. The folks that are part of the steering committee, they are all.
Hey, Robert, it delayed. So go ahead and restart your response to that question. Go ahead, and we'll edit that. Thank you.
So it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be, because this is a movement of God. It's not a movement because, there's a few people that said, hey, this is a great idea. We should do a convoy and go down the border. Nobody was looking for this. Those that are part of at least the steering committee who started pulling this together, we all felt that we were being led and called to do something. And we didn't really know what that looked like, but we know what the issues were. We knew what we wanted. What we wanted was change, but ultimately we wanted God to be the one that made the change, right? That way he gets the glory for it. We can't say, look what we did. So
that's right.
I don't know what's going to come out of this, but what I do know is that the victory is already ours. The battle's already been won. And so we just have to walk into it with faith, knowing that, because I think a lot of times we forget who we serve, right? Just like Saul's army, David had to show up and he was like, what are you guys afraid of? Who are these guys that they should defy the army of the living God? Have you forgotten who you serve? And if God be for us, who can be against us? So, hey, let's put our best men, our best women out front. Let's call upon his name, just like King Jehoshaphat did. And, when we show up, the enemy, when that light shines so bright, he's going to panic, not know what to do, and he's going to fall in the pit that he dug for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Robert, you keep fighting the fight down in Texas. They got the razor wire. Governor Abbott standing up to all the craziness that the administration's been trying to push. So you guys keep staying strong in Texas. We'll do the same out here in California. We'll be in Yuma, and I look forward to seeing the live feed from both locations. I think you're going to be having your event while we're driving from San Ysidro to Yuma, and I really look forward to Saturday. Appreciate your participation. And Team Jesus, Team USA, and let's keep plugging away. Any final thought, Robert?
I just want to say thank you both. Thank you both for serving in the ways that you are serving right now. Kelly, you've been a champ. You're an amazing patriot, brother. And we're just so glad to have you part of this team, helping orchestrate it. We're all one big team, right? The ecclesia,
Absolutely.
The assembling together of the people, and that's what we're doing. So we're just waiting in great expectations for what's going to develop out of this.
Absolutely. Here to serve God's army. Robert, we look forward to seeing you again here over the weekend. Good luck in Texas. We'll be coming west to east, and we'll talk to you real soon. And God bless you. God bless America. Hello to Jamie and the kids. And we'll talk to you soon. Be safe out there. Spread the word.
All right. God bless. Shalom.
Thank you, Robert.
We sit home out of fear and say, we're not going. The enemy's already won.
Well, that's right, Kelly. If we just sit back at home and do nothing, then the enemy has already won. I think that was a good point that was wrapped up there, is we got to do something. There's nothing to be afraid of. When you're peaceful people, you have good hearts, and you're constantly constitutionally doing what you're allowed to do. So go ahead, Kelly. What'd you think, man? That was a great talk there, an update with Robert earlier.
Well, I'll tell you what, Robert is.
Oh, hold on. Let me make sure we don't have an echo here. There's a little button I need to press. All right, go ahead, Kelly.
I'll tell you what, Robert is so humble, but he is such a leader, and he leads by example. And I'm so proud of him and what him and Jamie and all the others throughout the country are doing with regard to this convoy. And he actually brought out another. He did a video a couple of days ago to talk about the convoy and some of the attention it was getting. And a lot of people were saying that we were doing things for other purposes than is indicated. And we're here on behalf of the people, peacefully, etc. And people thought that we were going to go down and try to block immigrants from coming in the border, or that we were out to do things that shouldn't be done. But that's certainly not the case. And I know with all the Patriots here in California, all the planning, Kim and all the others, we really look forward to rolling it out from down near San Diego, San Ysidro, and it's right near the border. And we'll be having a large rally there this Saturday, February 3rd, from 9 to 11. And we'll be then departing about noon to go on the 8 East. It's about 180 miles on to Yuma, Arizona. And I know, Chadwick, that's where you and a lot of probably thousands of people, not only from Arizona, will be joining us, but also part of the convoy is going to be coming from Texas on through New Mexico into Yuma, Arizona to have another rally there. So it's going to be unbelievable. I know in California we expect some rain, but that's not going to stop us. Freedom doesn't rest, and we don't take time off. And this is such a huge event around the country. We're trying to bring awareness to the issue down at the southern border, and there's just a lot of great things going on. So, and I know you look forward to coming down and seeing us in Arizona. I think Jerome Davison, who's running for Congress, he'll be down there,
Yep,
and we'll be
right.
having entertainment. Both in
Entertainment, you got to say, I got to tell you who just flew in just a little bit ago. Let's show that video.
Oh, that's right.
Who was it? Who
Ted
just
Nugent.
flew in down there?
Ted Nugent,
That's right. Ted Nugent.
Motor City Madman. Oh, he's unbelievable. He's a major, major patriot. We're really glad to have him involved with the border convoy.
Boom. There it is on the screen. I'm covering your face up, Kelly. That is
That's
Ted
fine.
Nugent arriving by helicopter. How cool is that? Pretty sweet stuff. All right, cool. And then who else is going to be there as far as entertainment, Kelly? Who else is going to be there?
Well, Nicole Negrady was going to be singing too. Modern Day Holy War. She has an issue with one of her vocal cords, so she may not be singing live. There's another performer in San Diego and San Ysidro there that will be performing live, and a couple others. It's going to be amazing. Also in Arizona, we'll be having speakers. We'll be having entertainment there also, and it's going to be unbelievable. I know Jeff Zink's coming out to Southern California to San Ysidro, and he'll be going back with me to Yuma, and it's just going to be a great, great event all around the country, bringing exposure to all the issues with regard to the southern border, all the immigrants coming through, and it's unbelievable. I just saw, I think it was Glenn Beck the other day, and he was discussing how the Biden administration keeps saying that, oh, the border's secure, it's not open, it's being taken care of, and all these instances of the Biden officials claiming that we have a closed border. But then why is not president, but Resident Biden, why is he then asking for more money for the border? Because obviously it's not, number one, it's not being taken care of. And secondly, that money is probably going to be sent over to Ukraine or somewhere else. So I'm really proud of what Texas is doing. Once again, you don't mess with Texas. They have their border people down there. They have Operation Lone Star, and in fact, Texas has their own military that's also involved with guarding the border. Certainly, the federal government was not doing it. There was an invasion taking place, and they are stepping up and pursuant to the Constitution. They have a right to defend their state if the federal government doesn't do it. And I'll tell you what, Chadwick, that's what's happening here. So look forward to seeing you in Arizona. We'll be pushing off from California. It's going to be a great, great weekend. We plan on also spending additional time in Arizona along the border. And I know people from all around the country and even Canada are going to be coming down to support our border efforts. So really look forward to it. I spent 8 days on the People's Convoy from Indianapolis to Hagerstown, and the spirit, the participation, just all of the patriots from around the country who participated in that. We expect the same type of turnout, the same type of atmosphere, and the same type of support with the Southern Border Convoy. So we really look forward to it. I encourage everybody to get involved somehow, locally, wherever you live. If you're unable to come down and join in person, go to takeourborderback.com, takeourborderback.com. you can make a donation to the cause, help pay for some of the support for the event. We're having a big staging there. I know in San Ysidro and at all these other locations, and there's a lot of people putting in a lot of time, and there's a lot of infrastructure involved to make this successful. And I got to give a shout out to Kim, although we're all just, we're all God's children. We're all just part of We the People, but she's done a great job spearheading the effort along with many others. And we really appreciate We the People stepping up to peacefully exercise our constitutional rights of freedom of speech, certainly freedom of religion. There'll be a lot of prayer involved. We need to pray that we can make this better, that we can have an orderly immigration system. We're not going to be confronting anybody at the border. That's not the purpose of this. We're going to be peacefully assembling and having our voices heard and spreading the word and also shedding light on this situation. So we appreciate all the support. Robert's unbelievable. He's right now at an event in Texas there at One Shot, and with Ted Nugent and all the others. Ted will be performing in Texas. I believe that our friend with Channel 5, Andrew Callahan, he's going to be down there near Eagle Pass too. Nick Shirley is out there filming with James O'Keefe, I believe, this weekend. So there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people looking at this issue. And I just really encourage all the Americans out there, We the People, all of us who have these constitutional rights, open your eyes, open your ears, see what's going on, and have your voice heard in any way that you can, and spread the truth. That's all we're looking to do, Chadwick. So on behalf of Kelly J. Patriot and Liberty Report Live, we encourage you to continue to stay involved, to seek the truth, to keep the faith, and we look forward to a great weekend. Rain or shine, it doesn't matter. I grew up back in Iowa and Minnesota. We used to have a little inclement weather back there, so a little rain's certainly not going to hurt us. So just really encourage everybody to get out there and participate, do what you can. If you want to provide some financial support, you can certainly do that. But stand up for all of our rights with regard to not only the border, but across the board. And let's get back to being, as I mentioned with Robert, where we were initially, and that was one nation under God. And we've gotten kind of away from that, but there's a lot of people who love the Lord, Team Jesus, Team USA, and we're trying to get our country back and get people back with the good Lord. So keep fighting the fight, and I just encourage everybody to do what they can, and we really appreciate it. And Chadwick, I look forward to seeing you here in Yuma in a couple of days.
It's going to be a fun time, guys. So not only are we going to have good entertainment there, but Liberty Report's going to be there documenting every single bit of it. Might have a little bit of Channel 5. We got some people traveling from all over the place. Who was it? Nick, our buddy Nick we met. He's going to do some stuff. He's doing some cool stuff. So you're going to have full coverage of this event all over. Kelly's bringing a cameraman from Yuma. I think Lamb's going to come maybe roll with you guys and document that half.
Yep.
So we're going to have lots of documentation for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you catch it all. We will be doing live from there as well. So we look forward to it. Yeah, good job, Kelly. And you made a good point as in your interview with Robert on how our borders are open, yet we have military. You brought that, like, why the military is kind of standing up against, some orders, and they're saying, no, we're protecting this border. But why do we have so many military men all over the country? I just saw like 300 to 500 out of Illinois are getting ready to be shipped out. And it's just insane when our own borders are wide open. And I had a good conversation with you yesterday, Kelly. We're talking about it. When in history have you ever seen America poking 3 different countries, trying to poke stir a war? You have China, Iran, and Russia, right? And then at the same time, the biggest mass migration of people over our borders. So be careful. We must have it vetted. We must shut it down. Support these guys. These are patriots of this country. They're not afraid to stand up on their constitutional rights. So we support that, and we look forward to bringing you there. When, Kelly? The 3rd, right? That's in 2 days?
Saturday, February 3rd. I have to give a shout out, Chadwick, to those 25 other states in addition to Texas that are sending National Guard down to the border. They are
Yeah.
supporting what Texas is doing. We want to be a safe and secure border. There's a lot of other states supporting that. So God bless all of them. We appreciate the effort. And then also, let me also mention that if you go to the website, takeourborderback.com, they will be live streaming the event. They'll be showing the
Yes.
rally in San Ysidro. And then while we're traveling from San Ysidro to Yuma, they'll be showing the rally in Texas. So all day long, they'll be showing live content
Yeah.
from the border convoy. So I encourage you to check out the website. All the details are there. They have Telegram groups set up. So if you want to travel and meet some other people in your area to go down and attend the event, go ahead and check out the Telegram channels on the website, and also all the live stream, all the details. And it's going to be peaceful. It's going to be great. Security is going to be way ramped up at all different levels. So they're going to keep the bad guys out, although the bad guys try to do bad things. But we have the good Lord on our side, so we know that we'll be protected. And it's going to be a great weekend, great event. So we appreciate your support. And Chadwick,
And you know who's already a part of that convoy right now covering it, who I've kind of been checking out some of their videos already, our good friends Oreo Express. And that video that we showed you of the helicopter, they recorded that. So we look forward to meeting up with them. And then, you know who else has met up with them? That's our buddy and our good friend, Coy Griffin. And he was upon his horse and said, "Hey, Chadwick, I'm watching you from the horseback." And here's that picture right there. And what do you know? The interview we did with Noelle and Kim, great women. They have it posted up there on the side of the building. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. And thank you, Coy. Everyone, prayers to Coy as he is legally fighting every single direction. You see the way that they're attacking Trump. Well, they're doing the same type of tactics to Coy. You just don't see about it as much as you do Trump. He is just getting slain in the media and in the courtrooms nonstop. I shouldn't say slain because he keeps winning, but he's getting bombarded by all these accusations left and right. And he's coming out victorious. So he has a big one coming up that I think is moving on to the Supreme Court. And that's going to be coming up pretty soon. I know he has some sentencing. So shout out to you, Coy. We love you, brother. And I hope you're coming down here to Yuma. I haven't seen your text back yet, but we look forward to seeing you. Well, Kelly, I'll pass it back over to you. You can say any last words, and we'll end this one out. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. You might have heard about Coy Griffin. He was with Cowboys for Trump, and he's notorious for riding his horse down New York City, Las Vegas at the Strip. He'll go anywhere, everywhere, and proudly carry that American flag. So all those Americans that stand up for our rights, our constitutional and God-given rights, and it's going to be a great weekend. Thank you for supporting Liberty Report Live, Kelly J. Patriot, and the Border Convoy, and it's going to be a great weekend. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next week. And I think we got a special guest next week leading up to the Super Bowl. So we'll roll that out here between now and then. But and then also we got to give you a shout out, Chadwick, because where will Liberty Report be? And Patriots in the Streets coming up from the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. We'll be there with Patriots in the Streets doing another segment just like last year in Glendale, Arizona. And we'll have the Kansas City Chiefs and Mr. Pfizer and Taylor Swift. And I think we're going to be pulling probably for the 49ers this year. So it should be a great game. It should be a great game. And we'll be there taking the temperature, talking to some of the fans, some of the people at the game, and see what's going on and see what's really going on. So look forward to that. Another Patriots in the Streets. And maybe we can drop a segment here from last time. A lot of people enjoyed that, and the one brother, Bam, the brother of Devontae Smith, he kind of got red-pilled at the Super Bowl last year. So he never voted, but he said, hey, if I vote, I'm voting for Trump, because he saw what Biden was doing to kill our country. So, and then also that 49ers fan that was there last year, being all crazy on the 49ers, I said, hey, they're not there, and mentioned about Brock Purdy. But guess what? The Niners and Brock Purdy are there this year, and got to give a shout-out to him. He was Mr. Irrelevant in terms of being the last draft pick of the NFL draft. And here he is, starting quarterback in the Super Bowl. And another very unique thing about Brock Purdy, he's a man of Christ. And I'll tell you what, he didn't get there by doing it the wrong way. He did it the right way. So God bless him. Good luck to the Niners. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. I think the NFL is kind of propping them up a little bit, but let's see what happens. Chadwick, do you remember last year that sign I had? It said the NFL and Arizona elections are rigged. So, we'll see what happens. Remember that?
You forget we're on YouTube here? Speaking of rigged, I wonder if the NFL is. But you did ask that question about it right to him. And, man, Kelly got kicked out. If you guys haven't seen that, it's so funny. Good footage.
Yeah.
He's asking the cop, hey, am I getting kicked out because of this sidearm that I'm carrying? And if you don't know the inside jokes about Kelly and everywhere he takes the gun, stay tuned. There's some funny videos, and there's some funny videos in the past. Go dig and find them off.
Yeah.
But this is about the convoy.
That's the Second Amendment. That's the Second Amendment. And I'll tell you what, that's why I like Arizona. It's open carry. It's a free state. Mm-hmm. And, really enjoyed out there. So I think Nevada may be too, although they may limit it in Las Vegas or for the Super Bowl. But we look forward to it. We look forward to this weekend. We have the border convoy. And then the weekend after, we have the Super Bowl, Patriots in the streets. This is going to be a huge year. It's going to be biblical. We thank you for joining us. And we also have another special interview coming up with Tom Althouse and another special segment with him. So we'll be rolling that out here soon. And that's going to be called Running for the Hills.
That's right.
And who's going to be running for the hills? The bad guys. So check that out, catch it. And a lot of great stuff coming up. A Liberty Report. Chadwick's putting out stuff daily, keeping us abreast of all the current news. And there's so much going on this year. Stay alive, stay informed, keep the faith, and God bless you. And until next time, this is Kelly J. Patriot on behalf of Liberty Report Live and Chadwick. We'll see you in California. We'll see you in Yuma. We'll see you in Texas. We'll see you around the United States. We'll see you around the world. Channel 5 Live worldwide. Until next time.